Welcome back, everyone, to the Fidget Nerd channel. I am Zachary Butcher, Fidget Nerd. And today I have Jason Tierney, Fidget Boy, with me.
Howdy.
Howdy. How are you, Jason?
I'm good, bud. I appreciate you having me. Super excited about it. It's been a while since I've, those lives that we did on Friday on the Facebook group, so those were a little bit different. But
the impromptu lives. This is a little
they
more,
are. I think the last time I did anything live was with Sean. You know, that's near 2 years ago, probably at this point. You know.
Oh, Sean Cusin.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. You did do that one, and I did one with him way back in the day too. Yeah.
Exciting. I think it's like you and I have spoken about it. I think it's a great direction for you, like bringing on different makers and us getting to chat, letting the community chat with us, and you guys, meaning you guys as like reviewers being that kind of buffer for us, and
absolutely. If anything, I'm a family man. I just want to bring everyone together. You know, everyone should get together and hang out. So a question I kind of like to ask all of my guests, Jason, is what got you into the adult toy industry?
Oh man, it's actually it all came out of nowhere for me.
Oh, sorry, 1 second, Jason. Every time Jay Dizzy comes on and he says this, and then I have to say it as well. So, Pippin, he's literally been doing it for like
very good.
It's just lore. Yeah,
tradition. Tradition. Yeah.
It's just lore now. It's there, and I just have to say it. Anyway. Sorry, keep going. Yeah.
I come from the agency background. I was in advertising marketing for some 20 years, and my agency I worked for, we ended up going public about a year or two before COVID came along. Yeah. When COVID came along, we were one of the businesses that couldn't thrive and survive during that. So my daughter was also a COVID baby, meaning my wife was pregnant during that time.
Really?
I opted to go on ahead and take that year off, which we're very blessed to be, in a situation that we could do so. And during that time, I was just like, I'm going to buy a tiny little 3D printer, and I'm just going to start making little figures and stuff. And
so are you telling me that Fidget Boy came out of because so many people started businesses and stuff during that time being like, what the fuck am I going to do? Yes, I mean, sorry, I didn't know that. So Fidget Boy literally came from like you just being like, fuck, I'm home and like that's crazy.
And I want to say honestly that I saw a Lousy Shuffle or something somewhere, and that pushed me to that rabbit hole. I'm one of those guys that, I'm going to go out and research, Google, Facebook, every resource I can, and ended up finding the world of fidgets. And
so do you remember, I like to ask people this, do you remember the first time you like laid eyes either in person or on like online on like the first sort of like premium fidget and went, what the fuck is this? Because for me, it was a Magnus Dimple, a titanium Magnus Dimple, when I finally got the algorithm shifted me over to Magnus's site, right?
And it's funny you mentioned that, because for me, if I was to say the first, premium and it's a maker and all that, I honestly would be willing to venture that Magnus Toad was my first piece, like my first like foray into
I saw the Dimple and I ordered it, and before the Dimple had even shipped, I was already so fucking hooked that I ordered a copper Toad, like a copper 2-click Toad as well.
Yep.
And then the way DHL worked out, they literally both arrived on the same day and in like two separate. I was like, well, I felt like a dick, right? Like I ordered one and then I like ordered another one, and he like probably just sent the Dimple out the door. I was like, well, fine, there's another one, kind of thing. But they arrived at the same time, and yeah.
No, I went down there. I could not tell you how many Magnus pieces I've owned through the years. Now, I mean, it was aggressive for a very long time, and all before I was Fidget Boy. The Fidget Boy thing ended up coming about, honestly. Once I had some things in hand, I decided to make a couple fidgets, and at that time, and still to this day, good friends with these folks, but Kyle and Kev Lefty EDC and Mel, and these are all Janet. These are all very old friends. That I've known for a long time again, all before Fidget Boy
The coal pillars.
Yeah, well, it was interesting because Kyle and Mel were like, man, would you sell this like to us? Like we'd review it and like see if people want it. And it went from 0 to 1,000. I mean, I just never in my wildest dreams ever would have expected this. It's like, why for myself, I will always just remain humble by the community because to be blessed with the opportunity to do something you love as an artist and it's yours and no one tells me what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, like that is the most refreshing thing ever when you come from advertising and marketing world where it's like, yay, there's 200 chefs in a kitchen for every decision. Like,
we use that term at work. If there's like 4 carpenters standing around looking at one problem, I'll kind of come up and be like, all right, guys, too many fucking chefs in the kitchen right now. Okay. Yeah. This is a 1, maybe 2 carpenter job right now. Let's get back to work and do some other stuff. Right.
Yeah, no, you definitely, and don't mistake what I'm saying though by any means of the feedback you provide, the feedback I get from the community. Yes, do those things motivate me? Do they drive design theories? And so 100%, of course. I'm not saying literally everything I do is but everything I choose to release is so there's a little give and take. It's just, I just don't want that to be mistaken as me being rude of like, he just does whatever he wants and doesn't listen to anything we said. That's not the point of what I just mean rude. Okay. Like I just, you go.
You saying that reminds me of what Zach keeps saying about the swoop and how that developed. He got it and then he gave you feedback and like you instantly just went and changed it.
That was amazing. That's the only time that's happened. That with a maker, with me reviewing it, and being able to. That was the only time I can say that I like kind of like workshopped something with someone. I did a little bit with Asa too, with the epilogue, and we got it better as well. But that was, that was like I appreciated that immensely. That you took that to heart and was like, oh shit, okay, yeah. And like did something like that because it's like fuck, like. Ever since the Ergo Boy, I've had the swoop out on my desk as well, and I've been playing with both of them, and I'm actually at the point where I like the Ergo Boy better because it is more ergonomic, but every time I pick up the swoop, I go, fuck, there's like some other shit going on with this one that the Ergo Boy doesn't have. It's like for me, it's not a straight up like, oh, it's better. Get rid of this for me, right? So
right, which I'm glad because that it's like it's one of those things too. A lot of people, I guess where to begin on all that. I don't want to get on my hiatus just yet, but we had been working on a number of things in tandem. I'd shown a little bit of the Mod Boy, and it will happen. Like we are going to make it. We can't do everything at one time, but it's also silly on my behalf to create this juggling act where it's like, well, when the hell are y'all going to run more of these? And now you're doing this. And, I wanted John and I to start slowing down on product releases, meaning different product SKUs, if you will. And I think that us getting a little more hyper aware of getting more units out to the community and us being focused, like let's get ergos out there really well. Let's continue focusing on swoops. And right now, yes, we kind of buffer ourselves at times with Oh Boy because it's stock we can usually kind of have on hand, so we can release some more. And I can give Nick a shout and get him to run buttons. And while we wait for materials for ergos and swoops and stuff, that's it. Everything about all of this is a juggling act. We won't dive too deep into who was saying things on the internet the other day. But
people do say things on the internet.
People do have opinions. But like I do, it is something I'm going to address today. I'm good friends with a lot of makers and we chat about all sorts of things. And I told them, we needed to get this air out. Like, I don't think everyone realizes what it takes to just make one damn thing. Like it is.
You're gonna get me all fired up too. I know.
It's just like, well, I was telling so like again, like
Oh,
the R&D over months and months, we are making nothing during those months of time,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's all our money. It's everything's all like
Yeah.
we run through end mills, we run through materials. Johnny and I have to ship everything back and forth. We have to redesign, but and it's just like that
So to get
alone.
everyone caught up really quickly here, Jason is talking about that someone who shall not be named, mentioned, somewhere in a Fidget group that they figured that it was far too much money to spend $300 for stainless steel. And I was very confused by this comment because I thought that we were all talking about like a titanium Ergo Boy. Turns out, long story short, this person was confused. They thought it was an entirely stainless steel Ergo Boy because, as we know, a lot of people have some issues reading the entirety of posts and all of the information that is, in them and making assumptions and then therefore making an ass out of you and me, which said person ended up doing. And it kind of ignited a bit of a conversation between me and Jason and some other people just about the fact that if it's too expensive for you, it's probably maybe something that you should look into buying elsewhere, right? There are a lot of different fidgets at a lot of different price points out there. And when I was talking to Jason about it, I'm going to bring this comment because I loved it so much because you said, yeah, great. You can argue at price all you want, but what is just a canvas with some paints and a paintbrush cost? And I went,
Yes, that's
right?
like, yes, it's
not very much, right? Not very much versus what the painting costs. But you guys,
based off of 60 grams of material, like
right? So when someone
costs.
says something like, "Well, it's just metal and magnets," it really gets to me, being someone who like does shift work, does labor work, and like is paid by the hour. Like for me, because I understand that like time is the most valuable asset on the planet because you can't get any of it back and it's non-renewable. So when someone just says something like that and completely negates the fact of how much time, how much attention to detail went into this, how much time that Jason can never get back, really, right? He has to hope that all that time he put into it comes out as something, right? So that's it. Really, it bites at me in a big way, and I'm a big defender.
Yeah, but I see someone in here too, and I know their buddy had a problem with Mokame, and like, dude, it sucks when you, as a maker and a machine, like, it sucks when things go wrong and you just eat that. Like it.
Yeah.
Like
I used to talk to Jonas about why it would cost more and more for different materials. And he had a really good example. He said, well, yeah, he's like, of course the material doesn't cost that much money. But he said, if I F up that material, I eat all the cost of that material.
Yep.
So he said the price that is up, it's a buffer. It's like a defense buffer, insurance thing to help eating that cost sting just a little bit less. A little less. It's still going to sting because he's not making any money, but it's to make it sting a little less, right? And it's like, he's
like, for us, we run these different tops right now, what we're running with the Ergo Boy, which I'll share soon. They're on the way. We are going to run some patina. Our plan is to run everything, like that's where I really want to be. But when we do these things too, we also need those materials for testing purposes as well before we run a production model. So it's like I have to buy, when I showed the picture of the Mokame Ergo Boy the other day, it's like we have to buy these materials just to test and make sure speeds and feeds and everything is running well. It's like,
yeah. This is a really good point. Comment here.
None of this is me trying to shit on that person. They're far from alone. I've seen the comment so very, very many times, but it's just like, I don't know. Like, I'm just hopeful that like maybe someone hears it and they share it, or next time someone makes that comment, people are a little better educated on all of this, because you're not just paying for a piece of steel. You're not just paying for a piece of titanium. Like,
No.
how you got
No.
here, like, it is so much labor intensive, time, materials, work, R&D. It's
like Gas said right here. It should cover design process, prototyping phase, testing and feedback phase, redesign phase, pre-production costs, post-production costs, etc., right?
Yes.
And then Danny's right here too. Fidgets are surprisingly cheap, actually. All that time spent, I would have to actually agree. So, like, when I commented, I said actually 300 is kind of cheap for a fidget, and then it kind of irks me when someone's like, no, and you're like, you ask them, well, how much cheaper would you want it to be? And they're like, I don't know. I think it should be like 240. And you're like, are you talking about $60 here? Are you saying that if it wasn't 300 but it was 240, it would be fine? And I'm kind of go like, I thought they were going to say like, oh, I think it should be, 120 or something like that, right? But like sometimes I've heard some people say, oh no, it should just be like, $50 less. And you're like, only $50 less, like that's the difference for you? Because to me, it's like, if that was a difference for me, I would be thinking about buying something completely different. If it was like $50 was the make or break for me, personally.
Right. But it's also, let's all just be honest with ourselves. At some point too, like, this is my job. This is John's job. Like, I love the community.
We should mention that. John, you've told me John works full time for you. Am I right about that?
With me,
full time with you. Yes, but he has he has a machine shop and he does other stuff. But like he's heavily involved with you, like that way.
Yes, and like that's the thing. Like, why are there not more pieces and stuff? And it's just like this is what we can do in a week, And I'm like, John's there plugging away on things, but it's like, you have to take into account, it's not just the machine time, finishing time, tumble times. For the swoop, for example, there's a 24-hour tumble just on parts. Like, I mean, these things.
There's so much stuff.
And it's anyways, I digress. I didn't come on here.
Thank you all for coming to remember. Sorry, Jason, and fuck yeah, Prime Fidgets. Jesus Christ, you've done it again. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. That is freaking awesome. You are such a sweet man, Kendall. Perfect. Love it. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're all good. You're all good. I digress on that subject. Like, let's move.
And then Follow the Rabbit says, so they're priceless, and in a way, that's kind of true, because it's like you've said to me before, you're like supporting a local, you're like supporting an artist that you like, right? And that's the other thing I'm going to start toting. I'm going to start toting like the paintbrush canvas thing, but then also saying things like, I just like to support the makers I like, right? I want to support these people and make sure that more of this stuff happens, right? It's like, but I don't think about that when I go to the mall to go buy a new pair of pants. I don't think like, I'm really here to support Gap, right? Like, I'm just like, I just want a pair of pants, right? But when there's the difference with this is that it's like, yeah, no, I want that fidget, but I also want to support, the person making that, right?
And that's like, going back again is like, how many businesses can you go in where you get to talk to the person who makes the thing,
Right.
And it's like,
they're so quaint and
when you
beautiful
go
about
car
it, right?
shopping, you go and you're like, I need to speak with the head of Honda because this price, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
It's like, no, none of that's true. It's it's just kind of it's a slippery slope. I get it. People want what they want, and in the perfect world, I wish I could give everyone a fidget for free. If I if I could, I would. I 100%.
But you do a good
that
job.
is so real right there.
John Beal makes a point right here. This is the machinist. The guy makes the Ergo Boy right here. His comment. We don't go a week without talking about how to lower prices. And I will say that I always find Fidget Boy's prices to be extremely fair. Very fair, I think. Especially for the materials that you get. So, let's
we don't try to we've never been big on the margin game. Like when I started Fidget Boy, everything for me is it's quantitative. I mean, my sales have always been quantitative. I've moved a lot of 3D stuff, and it bolstered into getting into metal, and trying to now juggling act everything in both of them, and so.
Oh, you have a question, Jason?
Background on the Pez. It was actually because of once again one of those things. My daughter, she had Pez and was eating them, and it literally, I was just like, oh, like, what if that
Look
was
at
a
that.
spinner? Like, it was just like inherently there, that like
Yeah.
little
I
area.
remember when you first
and I
showed
was
me
just
it back
like,
when I wasn't allowed to tell anyone. You showed me the Pez, and I was like, "Fuck, of course."
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you just like show the bill. I was like, "Yes, that makes perfect sense."
Which I know John's in here. I know that we had ordered. We are going to try to test doing some WCU, like Pez, like mini Pez. So I think it'll slap. Like it'd be. So I do know we have like
That would slap
pretty good.
so fucking hard. Are you
Yeah,
kidding
right?
me?
Right?
That would
But now
rival
what-
like
what-
mini
everybody wants-
tungsten mini edamame, tungsten mini slim pillar. That would be like right in that like WCU baby Yeti. Like that would fall. It would fall right into that. Did everyone hear that? He's talking about playing with WCU mini. It's a mini Pez.
Yeah, the mini Pez is what
The
I
mini
want to
Pez.
do.
That would be the perfect freaking weight for that. That's great.
It's like I have some models designed up. I had a lot of requests of like what would a solid oh boy be. I have some thoughts on that because I don't want to just like I fill it in because it's going to look like a lot of other shit.
Yeah.
No way am I opening that can of ass. Like, there's just no way. So I have some other ideas, but a couple people had also suggested, on the body size is based off of a 28 millimeter button. Like I designed it as a 28 initially, and so that's how you get the three like perfect rings. And I've had requests of, what if I shrink it down to where the sides are 24.5, matching with the 24.5 button? And my thought is, if I'm going to go through all that, I'd rather just go on ahead and release a filled in, shrunken down, cohesive, it matches across the board, 24.5 on the sides with the button. So but again, juggling act, it's not in my priority list, so hear me out when I say this. Now, when we get that WCU in, I probably will make John pause so we can, because I'm so curious.
Yeah. Like you got to play with. John, guess what? A new toy just came in. Put your shit down. We're playing with this now.
John's worse than me about that. He's like, this or that. And I'm like, all right, buddy. And I'm like, what'd you do yesterday? He's like, nothing. And I'm like, what are you up to, John? He like shows me this like 10 damn designs of things he's done. I'm like, all right. It's never a waste of time by any means. I get it too on his end. You get bored. It's like,
yeah. No, I mean, ADHD, you want to,
dude, I mean, it's like, how many fucking days of plates can you run before you're like, right? I don't want to do this.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I know. So it's like, you gotta keep your machinist happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you have little other projects going on the side, right? Like, something you get everything set up and it's milling, right? And then you're like, hey, that's good. Okay. Gonna go over here and play with that other thing while it's going, right? So
that's where all the wizardry of like the lasered foam and stuff came from. He's just over there messing around. He's like, look what I did. And I'm like, oh, that's sick. Like the little things. Cool. Lasered foam.
So Jason, if you could only keep one, would it be spinners or sliders?
Oh, I'm slider all day. Like,
yeah, let's go.
Yeah. And like, and I think that, overarchingly, that's how everyone would know me anyways, is sliders. I will say, it's been, I'm not transitioning to become, I'm only metal. Like, that's not what's happening. It's just that, man, I think a lot of people started to think that I had this team of people that I'm working with and that I'm a Magnus, like, there's a factory and all. Like, dude, I'm in my house. This is my house we're in right here.
I know. And that's another point I like to make about like people were like, well, why isn't it cheaper? Be like, it's not coming out of a factory in China where it's literally going like just like spitting it out. Yeah. It's like some dude at his house.
Just a dude.
Right.
And it's funny because my neighbors will like stop by when I have like workshop open. And they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, making fidget toys, you know. And they're like, the hell's a fidget toy? And I'm like, mind your business, get out of here. Like,
Yeah. I don't understand this question. Composition of the tungsten copper, is it safer milling from a health standpoint? Is tungsten not safe to mill usually? I thought it was like Zerk that caught on fire.
Zerk is the dangerous one for fire.
Yeah.
What do you mean as far as from a health standpoint, like breathing it in? Because I mean, like,
You don't want to breathe any. Don't breathe any dust or.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you like flood these things, anyways. You know what I mean? Like closed system, you're flooding it, and that keeps everything flushing, if you will.
Yeah. We'll see if they have a confirmation on that. But are those the only machines that you own behind you?
No, this is all just the FDM stuff that's in here.
Gotcha.
It's so funny.
Oh, yeah, you do resin and stuff too. Forgot about that.
And those are out in the workshop because of the ventilation, the danger for your health and stuff. I also have, holy cow, I have a CO2 laser, fiber laser, a diode. I have a small CNC. Jamie and I were dying laughing because every maker that finishes their own work and stuff and gets into it, instead of replacing your media, you just continue buying another, like you just buy more tumblers because it's like just such a pain. So you like, I don't know, I probably have like 12 different types.
Taking the media out and putting it into a different one and then taking it, be like, no, I'll just buy another tumbler. Yeah, that makes sense.
Dude, I probably, then I have a couple blast cabinets. And then I recently just bought, John did the same, because we want to start like testing out doing Cerakote on aluminum bodies. It's new to both of us really, but we both bought the equipment to do it. Nothing super fancy, but if we can do it well, because it'll just be single color objects. I'm not like, not gonna be like I made space or some shit.
I have no idea how Allison from Flyaway does all that crazy multicolor fucking Cerakote. Like she's just genius with that stuff.
I probably don't want to drop his name because then everyone's going to like go at So there's another guy that I'm buddies with. He's one of those guys who is a wizard. I'll share offline with you some of the stuff. Okay. And he is nuts, man. Like because he'll do like multi levels of Cerakote, and then he uses a laser to remove those layers. And like all the and it's like the wizardry of all of it is so crazy to me, man. Like so crazy. I'm hoping to like start. That was a big thing with the Ergo Boy. I'm excited about is like I have the first protos for copper and brass coming my way. Reason we wanted to do that here was like I want to do them, but I can do insane stuff on the laser, like the fiber laser and copper and brass. Like the fiber laser loves those metals, so. When I was showing off different things I was doing for a little while there, and people were like, that's the one. It's like, I'll end up releasing these things. And no, I'm not going to be crazy about the cost of them and stuff. But yes, like when the laser has to run for 6 hours to this, of course there's going to be a cost associated with that. Like, but benefit there too was it should hopefully kind of get us ahead for weight reduction on other materials. Like copper.
I think
and
you
brass.
were saying if you can get copper or brass to a good weight, you can basically get
anything.
Weighed
because
right.
I'm not going to make a tungsten slider. Like I'm just not.
No, don't ever. Please never do.
My life.
Sliders should never be heavy, in my opinion. This shouldn't. Spinners should be heavy. Ish.
So I'm not fully announcing this, but we should be around-ish, if I'm not mistaken, still around like 70-ish grams or so, even with the copper.
That's really good.
That's solid.
Dude, I'm excited about that.
Really
like,
good.
Actually,
I was meaning to reweigh because I was wondering about that because we were like, who said it was like. You said
it was me. It's like John and I are having an argument. We're still arguing about who scales incorrect.
Okay, here's the thing. That's why I knew you guys were arguing. So I thought, why don't I recalibrate my scale? Because I remembered that I have that shit for it. So what you do, I think you just do this and you go.
Yeah, Oh no, him and I, we both are sending each other videos too with our calibration weights. Like my calibration weight's right here. Like, you know.
Yeah, so I'm
like,
going to do it again. I'm going to do my calibration weight, and we will 200. What's 200? Okay. So you get your special calibration weights, and this weighs exactly 200, and we put that on.
And yes, Tony is correct.
Pass.
Like you have to put a buffer between the fidget and the scale because the magnets can grow. Yes, like
100%.
I've seen a
That's
lot.
why
of
I always just keep a box kicking around, and then I
Tear
take
it.
that, and then
Okay.
it was 59 before. It was 59 during the unboxing.
I've also weighed it, and like I got down to his weight where I'm at that 55 at time when I'm like,
Interesting.
what the fuck is happening on all these
So
scales?
it's scales, I guess. Sometimes, but 5 grams seems like and then Corey just said 60 for his. Interesting.
I'm sad.
Yeah.
The weight thing is driving me nuts right now because I'm like, I'm about to order like 20 scales. I'm gonna have more scales than I have tumblers.
But like, don't calibrate them. Just order more scales.
I'm just like approximately between 60 and 80 grams. Everything, guys. Like, yeah.
But that, I mean, like to be honest with you, I've been carrying this all. I've been carrying it all week ever since the unboxing. Like even on my dog walks, I've been a naughty boy, and I've been playing with it.
That's risky.
I've been playing with it over concrete because I feel so freaking confident about it. It stays together so well, and it's got a better around the world than the swoop, I think, actually, and actually better than the Saab, I find. But that could just be what I have in my Saab as a setup. But yeah, man, this thing has been. I should put on the other mic for everyone else because the sound of this thing is subtle.
Zach, if you don't know, never, ever, ever trust Acker with your sliders unless he's in a safe place.
Can he not use sliders properly? He doesn't know how to use sliders? He's here,
that.
by the way. He's watching. I saw him.
Say something, Jamie. Go on. He knows it, too. He's like, I don't know what's happening to him.
He's not a slider guy. He's got suitcases full of fucking spinners, but like a little tray of sliders. So yeah, I don't know if everyone knows, but what I ended up doing is it actually worked out really well. I should show people, you're here. I should just show them what I did, and then they'll know. So I disagree with John and Jason on the stock magnet setup going out the gate. And what I ended up doing is...
Matthew, to answer your question, it's going to be, I'll probably do it as a first come, first serve, and it'll be 20 and 20. And I'll do it on the Shopify site for the pre-order. But I will announce date and time of the first come, first serve for the pre-order like that. Good.
Yeah, you doing a 40 unit one or something like that?
Yeah, and again, it just comes back to like John and I just have to manage what we can manage and not overstress and like overpromise. I'd much rather underpromise and overdeliver always. Because I'll pull it. You'll get this in the next 4 months, but man, if I'm just being completely transparent, John and I are definitely going to shoot within 2 to 3 weeks that everyone has their pre-order. It's like, it's just things happen though. It's like you never know what if his machine goes down, power goes out, what if every end mill he needs breaks and we're waiting for it's like,
yeah, so but that's kind of like, when you're going traveling and you're like, how many underwear should I bring? You're like, well, I'm going for 3 days. Maybe I should bring 3 pairs of underwear or something like that, and then you're like, you're going for a week and you're like, well, I'm only going to need 5, and then you're like, but what if I shit myself every single day that I'm there? And then you like bring all of your underwear.
Do you think anyone has ever benefited from that where they're like, man, good call that I took 5 pairs of underwear because I shit myself every day.
Single day.
It has happened. It'll happen to someone, right? Like,
yeah, just don't travel well. Anyway, that's what I came up with. That to me is the best magnet setup. And John Beal is entirely right. If you swap out their 2 mil thick O-rings and just on Amazon buy some 6 mil outer diameter by 1 mil thick O-rings for these 3 mil thick magnets that are basically just, I think they're just like old, they're the standard, like 6 mil by 3 mil thick, right? And they fit right in there. And that, oh my God, when I switched that over, I did it right after the unboxing off camera. And then I had to like text Jason right after, and it was just like, oh my God, it's fucking perfect now. I was like, this is amazing. So yeah.
And it gets back to our point that we've made countless times.
Yes.
Just because you just opened it and it's too light or too strong, there's a reason it's modular.
Mm-hmm. Modular for a reason, right? Like, hey. Of course, if it was being sent to you as a non-modular, completely sealed unit, and it was like, and it showed up, and it was like, then it's like, yeah, like let's get this figured out. That's one of the reasons I worked with Asa with the Epilogue, because she was doing a sealed unit for that wrap light, and she sent me one, and I was like, no, we got to do something with these magnets. Like, there's something just a little bit off, and she fixed it, and it was great. And it's like, there you go. So, yeah. But yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with this. And yeah, it's pretty banging. I've noticed I thought I was going to notice it, but nothing to do with rattle coming from those O-rings or anything like that. It's like, it's very secure. And like I said before, it's like, I find it's easiest to just put that on top like that, and then you do that. So, yep. I'm happy with it. So, Jason, do you remember the moment where you were talking about before, where someone was saying, hey, are you going to sell these? And do you remember that moment of like, what? Like, you want my stuff? Like, what? Like, are you serious? Like, and do you remember what that felt like? Do you remember that kind of like, oh, what? I was just messing around here. Like, I just thought this was fun, you know?
Yeah, but like, the initial for all quote unquote sales, was the just like friends in the community and stuff, and them kind of telling some other people, and I would just get direct messages of like, hey, can I get one of the, that sort of thing. And then I'm not even sure where along the lines, it became the thing where it's like, you should make your own Facebook page, and then you should now make a store, and you should now, like, I don't remember all those things at this point. It's been such a crazy trip of never, ever, ever would I have imagined the numbers sold and the group size. And I mean, it's just everything exponentially went. And, the struggles of growing pains are hard, and it's a hard thing to address. And what comes with that is a lot of stressors.
But it's all about the journey.
It is. But I lean very heavily on, my admins and moderators just to have people to chat with, because unfortunately, I get a lot of hate messages too. I get a lot of negativity towards me. I get a lot, it's a juggling act of inside. Are you torn up a little bit? So sure, like, to me, it's not that I take everything personal. It's more that, like, I really do care about my product that much. Like, I know everyone's not going to love everything I do, but it's meaningful to me of like, hey man, like, if something's wrong, I'll make this right. Like, why are you coming at me like, F you, this is and I'm like, well, like, I
always find that's so funny. And I've talked to my wife about before, and I'll be bitching about something. She'd be like, what's going on? I'd be like, oh, never mind. There's just another adult that's sad that they're not getting their toy. Right. And she just laughs. Right. And it's kind of like, it's funny when you say it like that, right? Because we have to remember they are toys, right?
Yes.
And we're all adults, and let's ask like adults, right? It's like, do I get disappointed when I don't get certain things? Yes. Right. Do I see things like, you just the other day, I saw some button spinner combo, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, that is just sex. I want that so bad. And then it kind of washed over him and went, never going to get that. Right. It's like, that's just like, it's just, I knew what those two things were. I was like, that's way too hard to acquire. I would have to make spreadsheets like Ali does, and like, check up on people.
Yes.
weekly and like try to and it's just like, no, I'm not doing that. Right. So I just kind of go, okay, well, that sucks. How about I find something else more, easier to acquire. Right. So,
I mean, that's the thing too, is like, dude, there's tons of things I want, but I can't just have everything I want. Like, and like,
you can't have
that's the thing. It's like,
yeah.
I don't know, but it's also, just being free. Like I've been in a little funk myself for a few months, and that's part in lieu of a lot of turmoil. Like, where's all the 3D stuff? Are you just metal now? Are you not doing 3D? Like, I was here for this, and like, I never want anyone to feel like they supported me, got me somewhere, and moved the ball forward, if you will, and then I just drop you. Like, that's not. But what's happened is, I'm not tooting my horn. I became big. Like, the group became big, the sales became big. So it's like,
sorry, Jason.
Oh, dude, I thought that was the squash that was thrown at you.
No, sorry. She threw a Rice Krispie at me. Sorry. There we go.
But like, the thing if I just being candid, the thing I miss is with the 3D, I had a lot of those messages where it's like doing good for people, and I miss that. So it's like, I want to bring that back around again. And so I'm making some decisions and some efforts to change that. And there'll be more about that in the future. I think people are starting to see some of that writing with Ray working with me right now. Of there's talks in motion, because I think it'd be a good thing. So
good.
We'll see. We'll see what I do next there. But
so Jeremy's question was, what would the base Ergo Boys retail? People are saying 300, but I think what he's talking about is like, what would a stainless steel base metals one? Would base metals be any different than
bases are TI is going to be our base.
So Thai is base price. Okay, cool. So then that's right. Okay.
No, let me back that out. Hold on. Like, don't let you. Okay. I'm happy to run aluminum. For anyone who understands, it could turn your fingers black. Like,
no, you have to know.
Anodize it or Cerakote it, it's now going to push it back to a price point that's very similar to the titanium, because I have to send those out to be done, especially like once John and I get good at Cerakoting. There could be a little lesser there than me having to ship it to someone. Like, go ask one of those guys that do it how much it costs, and you'll learn very quickly how much they charge. And
you'll understand.
I get a discount because,
that's why.
I get discounts because I make trades and I have bulk for them, and I will spread their name or whatever. So it's like, there's some associated thing there. But anyways, if it's not Thai, John and we are leaning towards aluminum. I'm not opposed to it. I'm happy to do it. And we'd definitely be lesser on that than we would on titanium.
Fair. Do you know how many units you've sold in total? Lucky ass Austin. Do you have a ballpark? If I was to ask you to ballpark it, like, and I imagine I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna assume that's what Austin's saying. Do you know how many Fidgets units that you have sold? Period in everything.
Do I include customs that I've run for businesses and stuff?
Yeah.
Let's just say everything.
I would say so.
We'll just say everything.
Yeah. I would be willing to venture somewhere between probably 15 to 17,000 units.
Golly.
Corey just said 10K. He was low.
Yeah, that's what my guess was going to be, is 10K.
Holy crap. That's crazy, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's
numbers.
Thank you. Again, and like, how much of it just like, again, the community did this. People found out about customs through a few different sources, and I've been blessed to a few people in the community, even for their businesses, purchase customs from me, and it's a fun thing to do. It's not something I'm doing now. I just time. Again, as I move forward and trying to get these other pieces in my mind in place and everything, see if we can't change that, because I do want to bring the 3D stuff back. I always want to be in a place where people can get things, and it's not like I don't mean that just so I'm selling things to make money. I mean that of like I like having an affordable option that, in my personal opinion, anyone can attain. And I use the word anyone lightly. I get it. The homeless feel like whatever, dude. I'm not arguing that. But I like thinking about being all of that spectrum, something very affordable, something in that mid tier. And then, like there's going to be the high end exotics from time to time. So that's kind of where my mind is. But, as I've continued moving the brand forward, no, I love metal, man. I enjoy it. I enjoy playing.
Right, isn't it? It's just, I just recently took a new like collection photo of all my fidgets, and I've got them there, and I kind of usually squish them all together like very, very, very gently, and like get them all like placed so they look like random and stuff. And I'm just like, I had my hands on all of them. I was like gently just like trying to like get them into more of the frame and stuff. And I just thought like, there's just something about the hand, like just the neat. I was all metal, all these like different things made out of all these little trinkets, right? All this treasure. It just made me think of a big pile of treasure, and it's just
like for me is two things. Like I love the challenges of metal, the challenges of like engineering things and getting things like, like not that there's not challenges on 3D. They're different, and metal much more difficult. I'm not loosely saying 3D and metal are equivalents. They both come with their own unique challenges, but I've always been my background, I also come from a fabrication background. I studied metal fabrication in college. So like any type of weld you can name, I can probably do.
Sick.
Casting I can do. Like I never did anything with machining. So it's cool to get that and start learning some of that and have some of that in the wheelhouse. But like, metal's fun, man. I
Learning's
like banging
fun.
around.
Learning's fun. It's amazing.
Fun.
I love learning. I love learning stuff. Oh, Matthew's at it again. Jason, if you could keep one slider and one spinner that aren't FidgetBoy.
Oh, that's a bold question.
What would they be? You don't have to answer anything. Yeah, but that's a bold one. I could never even answer that. You guys always ask this shit. I don't understand the whole like, what's the one? What's that one? And you're like, there is no one. There is no one.
Well, it's different for you because you're not a maker, though, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. It's
like
hard,
he has
man.
all this cool stuff. Like he'll just use his own stuff. I'm willing to bet. Am I right in that? Like you really just use your own stuff at this point.
He's not allowed
for me.
Oh no, with the question.
Yeah.
Sorry, he's not allowed to pick with the question.
Oh, for me. See, the problem for me though is to answer your question, yes, but that yes is because most things I ever have in my hand are a prototype.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right, you're constantly testing things, right, and seeing how it lasts.
On mine
That's
right
awesome.
now,
You do that because I've talked to you about like the swoop and you talked to me about like, yeah, great, that's your first opinion, but go spend a whole week with it. And that's my review process now, is that I will go and I'll be like, okay, well, this is really good in the beginning, but I'm going to have this in my hand as much as I can for an entire week or longer and see how it comes out in the end after that, right? And it usually comes out better as you kind of, I don't know, you sort of meld with the damn thing, right, guys? Like it's
a good sign if you find yourself wanting to pick it up over other things. Yeah. That's something I've experienced recently.
Yeah, and the FidgetBoy is one of those ones where I just have continued to notice how incredibly comfortable it is. Like, guys, if you don't have an FidgetBoy yet, like it's called the FidgetBoy for a reason. Like it is so goddamn easy to push around. All the moves are so there and so present, and just anything you want to do, you can do it, right? And then just everything about all the sides and everything. It is just so comfortable. Nothing makes me want to have to put it down, except if someone said, can you please stop that? It is so fucking loud, or something like that. Because it is a loud one. It is a loud one. I'll give it that. Okay, so we are kind of getting to the point, Jason, where that is like almost been an hour. And we like to keep these to an hour.
One thing now. Let me show one thing. Can I show one thing?
Yeah.
Well,
of course you can. Of course you can.
All right.
And then we'll answer Gaz's question, and then we'll do other stuff.
I already said we had to show it off.
Oh,
That is
not a
gorgeous.
Edamame.
oh, the Tri Mini Edamame.
Man.
Oh, it has
Hey,
been.
you know, Jamie's sitting there like reeling, like where he's like mentioning me dropping sliders.
It
like,
has been
give me that
sitting in the
Tri
back
Mini
pocket
back.
forever. That thing, waiting for the right time. Waiting for the right time. No, it is not a cap cell. Oh my god.
Yeah, super good. He has another piece, which I know you're aware of, but that other one, I want it.
I want it so bad too. Oh,
Yeah,
man. He's
I
gonna
want it.
send me one, guys. You want it too. I'm not
Yeah,
allowed
they-
to say anything.
You want this.
but you
if you're
guys
into
want
tries,
it.
If you're into
Trust me.
tries, you want this, like
Trust me.
too.
You
I mean,
guys
like,
I love tries.
How long have they been waiting?
I'm sorry,
what?
what, baby?
You said they've been waiting so long. How long have they been waiting?
I don't know. A
Have
long
they been
time.
watching? Have they been waiting? Have they been commiserating?
Are you referencing the song right now?
I don't know. How do you rate that song? Is cum a rating?
Oh my god! Oh.
I'm bringing it back!
Okay, that's lore you don't need to know about.
She's
but
grounded.
There's some lore. There's some lore. Okay, so what we're gonna do is go regarding 3D printing. Have you after you dialed everything in? What is rough failure versus success rate for printed parts? Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah,
That's a great question.
that's a great question. That's a very solid question.
There's not necessarily a solid answer to that. I would say it is so much easier to print PLA than any other material. So, like before I got into printing PETG and ABS and all those things, failure rate wasn't too bad. Those other ones, because if they're not perfectly dried and the humidity and all that, because I honestly, this machine here is locked up right now as it had an extruder issue, so it bubbled into it, and so I have to take the whole housing head off and replace all that. And then this one right now is having exactly what I was saying, where it ended up having a humidity issue, so it started stringing. So mine is more, I would put it as like, if I start the week and it's really pissing me off on 2 days, I'm done for the week with 3D stuff. Like, I'm just like, nah, not this week. Like nothing's happening. But yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, is there anything else you want to say? And do you want to stick around for the sign up
Let's
sale of
do
the
that.
wheel, right? That's what I was thinking.
Fidget Boy.
That is so good.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah. There may or may not be something coming.
Okay. We'll say that there's something coming. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Jason's going to stick around, I hope, for the next little bit here. What we're going to start off with is we're going to start off doing a little sign-up sale for this Boy in a blasted brass body with a machine-finished copper button. This thing is awesome.
so
It's
pretty.
going to be 210 plus shipping, paid to Jason, and then shipped by me via UPS, worldwide expedited, if that matters. So we're going to do that and get this off the wheel because we have something else Fidget Boy related to put on the wheel, and we have to make room for that. Okay, so in order to have a shot at getting in on this, if you would like, please enter into chat !O.
Let's see if I can go ahead and get that back.
JP, if you want to enter that in, !O. You don't have to be, I'll take you out or something like that, just so I have something to pin up on. Oh, there's one. Never mind. I can do that. Okay. So yeah, literally
Thanks,
just
Speedy.
like that. There we go. Ed, who
Yeah, to take me
got
out
it?
of
That's
that.
good. Take you out of that. Take you out of the odds of that one. Oh, no, not that guy.
I don't want to live in a cardboard box, thanks.
Yeah, right. This plexiglass box is fine. I don't want to be a cardboard one. Excellent, guys. Thank you. This is great. Now we're going to get this off the wheel, add something new, talk about a couple little new items that are on there. that? Oh, is that the squash? You got the squash?
Yeah,
Squash.
really like it.
I
Like I'm
too.
usually not huge on thicker, but this one's doing some things for me.
I have been rocking the risers from 2R Designs, and I am at the point where I think everyone needs to get some of these risers for their collection. They are so fucking cool. They're so good. Such a simple and easy design, and I've just been absolutely loving the squatch with it like that. So,
Let's go to.
oh, you got the scalper.
That's nice.
Not to be confused with a scalper. It's not a scalper. It's a scalp.
Wish I was like really talented and could put one on each finger.
You're welcome, Rabbit. Thank you for that.
Legend.
Oh, get one bouncing on each finger?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't often try that. No, I don't.
You know, there's someone in the community who can do it. You know
I
there
saw
is.
someone that was doing it. Literally, they were spinning, and they had it on one finger, and they were hopping it over to other fingertips
Oh no way!
while it was spinning. Yeah, I was like, no, I'm not gonna try that. Not gonna try that at all. Got 29 entries so far. They're kind of slowing down a little bit. Let's find out who is going to buy the oh boy. It's going to be
Tim.
Carter. Timothy Carter.
There you go, Tim.
Okay, man, you're good at that. You got the wand.
The wand.
That was the last one you
Yeah.
did. Okay. So Timothy, if I could ask you to please kindly step out of the wheel because you already got a nice shiny thing today from that. That would be lovely. Standard sort of rules on that. That's great. I already have your address and everything, so that's perfect. So I'll have you pay you're gonna have to pay two separate things. You're gonna have to pay Jason for the 210 for the actual thing, and then you will pay me for the shipping because it's with me. But that is rad. Thanks, Tim. Thanks for grabbing that.
Yes, thank you.
W's in the chat for Tim. And I guess we will see that on your YouTube channel. Probably you're going to be reviewing that. Nice EDC. Go follow, guys. Okay. All right. So now, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
have our message that we're doing for the wheel, by the way. I'll wait, though.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah, I have
Oh,
it. Are you ready for it?
Well,
Here, did you make one?
I came up with one.
Okay,
I came
you
up
do
with
yours
one
then.
that I thought was pretty good. I'll
Okay,
change it to it right
go
now,
for
and
it.
I'll let everyone know after, kind of thing. Okay.
I have a feeling it's probably the same one I came up with.
You think so? We'll find out how.
Might be. It might
we'll
be.
find out how cool we are. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm just gonna go over. I'm just gonna make sure I've got the wheel all up to date here first. So we're going to be taking out the brass oh boy that is gone. And then what we have added, I want everyone to listen to this and pay attention before we go and do the craziness of entering it in, so you guys are actually paying attention. So we have golden tickets on here, right? But I have gotten reports from some people that people have forgotten that the golden tickets started as a skip the sus sort of thing, right? So from now on, this is a new rule, okay? From now on, if you get a golden ticket, there's now one from FidgetBoy on there, okay? If you get a golden ticket at all, it means that it's for whatever that maker has ready next, okay? So you get it and you talk to them and they say, I have a batch of these brass spinners or these, sliders coming out. That is what your ticket is good for. You can take it or you can leave it, all right? So that's good to know, okay? That is a new thing going forward, all right? So I will reiterate.
Not mean wait until later pickup.
Yeah. I mean, there are some instances where, like, for example, someone had a ticket for Clean EC and then he dropped on accident the whole batch on the floor. And that's what that person was in for, was one of the items in that batch that fell on the floor. So now he had to go to the next batch of what was coming in. Okay. So that could, it works that way. And you know what? If you get it and you talk to the maker, maybe they'll say, actually, I have a batch of this and a batch of this coming in at the same time. Right. And that will be something that you work out with them. But what I've talked to about the makers and the way they like it and the way they want it to be is so much easier for them to make it be that it's a golden ticket is for whatever's coming up next. You got to take it or leave it. Okay. You can't sit on this thing like Charlie from the Chocolate Factory, and wait to get into Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory when it feels right for you. And, he's making the chocolate bar that you absolutely want. Okay. So that's what that's going to be. It's going to make it easier for all those makers, and keep these golden tickets on the wheel. We want golden tickets to stay on the wheel, don't we? I do. I love it. Okay. So we now have one from FidgetBoy on there. Thank you, Jason, for doing that. Part of the reason that he wanted to do that is because we made that clear with that rule about that, and it makes it a lot more stress-free for people like Jason. Another thing that's on the wheel now is a special little thing. Pick any free item. If you land on this, you can just pick any free freaking item on the wheel. Okay? So that's a fun little kind of extra little thing on there. You can't make that thing bigger with your fidget level points or anything like that. You just can't. Another one is enhancement point. Okay? So as we know, people that are members of the Nerd Herd, they have fidget level points that they can put towards upgrading the wheel, right? Some people aren't member of the Nerd Herd and they don't have those points. Doesn't matter, okay? Either way, if you are spinning and you land on that thing that says enhancement point right there, that means that you have, being a member or not, 1 point to enhance in any place on the wheel, and you get to spin again, okay? I'll say that one more time. If you land on enhancement point, it gives you 1 point to enhance the wheel in some way and another free spin. Okay, perfect. So if you would like to enter in the wheel, please type in !NerdBoy.
It was mine. We had the same one.
You was the same one?
Yep.
Come on.
I knew it. I knew it.
We came with the same thing at the same time. That's great.
I freaking knew it, dude.
That's great. Perfect. Yeah. !NerdBoy. You guys got it. Perfect.
That's so funny.
I guess that's a pretty easy one to come to.
Well,
Pretty easy
yeah,
conclusion.
but still.
Pretty easy one. But now, Jason, you've got to make a NerdBoy slider.
You two got to collab.
You got
Well, like I said, that's my thing. When the mod
gotta make the
comes,
Nerd
all
Boy.
that can be doable.
Quick aside. People,
What?
Just a PS. People may notice that I'm entering the wheel for first time in a hot minute.
Are you?
That's because I've recently gotten some new pictures of Nerd Herd members' pets. I got some new Tobies. So it's just a reminder to people that if you want, the bunny bonus, if you want to be in the bunny bonus, send me those Tobies.
We forgot about that
If
for a
you
while.
don't
gotta do
have a
that.
pet, it's okay. We don't discriminate. Send me your feet pics. I promise you won't find them on Feet
That's
Finder after. As long as you
crazy.
don't look. But send me those Tobies, and you might get my in and an extra chance to win. Love you, nerds.
Okay. So yeah, anyone who doesn't
know, my wife Bunny in the chat has this thing where if she really wants to see the pictures of feet of animals of your pets, so people have been sending those to her, and apparently she has some new ones. So if she wins on the wheel, she will select someone's pet to win the thing, and then and then that
Better hope your pet has good taste.
That person will play the wheel for the pet. And then you will get it and you will give it to the pet, right? Yes, you'll give it to the pet. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we got here. Slowing down here.
Wait a minute. Oops.
What did you find? What did you find?
This.
My fish don't. She loves fish. Just takes pictures of fish. The little finnies, little fin feet. That would be great. Anyway, let's get someone up to the wheel. Slam! Who the heck is Slam? That's great.
Who is that? I don't know, but congrats.
Slam's coming up to the wheel. Fuck yes. This is great. Slam. I'm just going to call it Slam. I'm not going to try to keep saying Slam like that. Slam, are you here? I hope you're here. You got to be present. You got to be present. Where's
Please be here.
Slam? Where's Slam? W's in the chat for Slam. We gotta make sure he's here. She's here. I don't know if a Nerd Herd member. Grass, yeah. Oh. Walking the dog or or somewhere else.
Gotta be here, man.
Maybe the bathroom.
We'll give it a sec. Yeah.
Hi,
there we go. Okay. There you go.
Hi. Oh, we're so glad you're here. Okay. Hi. Yes. So, Slam, I don't know if you've played this game before. So you don't have any Nerd Herd points, so you can't level up the wheel at all, and maybe you'll hit enhancement point. Maybe we'll see. So Slam doesn't have any points, so he can't level up the wheel. If he could, make some of these items bigger, give himself extra spins, stuff like that. But we're not gonna do that. We're gonna do a raw spin here. We're gonna do raw spin. Okay. So he or she's got 3 spins. First spin, second spin, you can pass on the item. Okay. But it's gone forever. Third spin, that's what you're taking home. All right. Clear as mud. Let's get this going. First spin. Large currency. Large currency. Oh my goodness. Right on to the goldish tickets.
Oh man.
From LICEDC on the first spin. So as we were just talking.
Is massive.
That's a really massive first spin. I don't know if Slam knows of LICEDC. But what the ish means in this gold ish ticket is that this ticket is same as what I said, applies to what Jamie has available right then and there, okay? But only from his base metals, okay? He reserves Zerk and higher for, special one-offs and susses for the wheel later kind of thing, all right? So you're talking stainless steel, you're talking titanium, you're talking brass, copper, bronze. That kind of stuff, those metals. All right. So you take this, you get to go to Jamie Acker from LICEDC. You get to say, I won this on the wheel. What base metal stuff do you have available next? I get 1. Look,
you need to pay for it, by the way, just in case.
You are paying for it.
Just in case we're not clear.
See the little.
So I know he has delay, so we'll wait just to make sure you still want it.
Yeah. So this is a paid item, as with the little money symbol there. Slam, yeah, I think I'll take it. That's
like everybody is telling you to take it. It's gonna cost $1.
Well, his base metal ones can be pretty reasonable. They can be pretty reasonable.
But still,
you can come in under 300 a lot of time for something like that. So yeah, if you take it, you're taking it. And congratulations, Slam! First freaking spin. That's crazy.
Okay, cool.
That's insane. That's awesome.
That's crazy.
Congrats. Fuck, man. God, that was easy. See, sometimes it happens like that, and it's just the first spin. And then sometimes someone spins, and then they spin, and then it's like the last spin, and it's like just creeping up, and we all lose it.
Yeah.
It's like just hits onto like just what they wanted, and then everyone freaks out. Yeah, it's great. And then sometimes they just keep landing on paid items on their third spin, and when you land on a paid item on your third spin, you get to spin again. Kind of thing. Didn't we have some one time, JP, where they spun 6 times? Like it was like
it just like it was like an absurd amount of times, and then they ended up getting what they wanted.
Fine, you just get it at this point. It was like you can just have what you want. Yeah. Jason, anything else you want to say?
No. Again, appreciate you having me here. To everyone in the community, thank you. It's been a wild ride, and I continue. I hope decades to come. Still doing this.
And you do this. This is like what you do now, right?
This is what I do. This is like full time. You were like paying the bills. 2 years ago, I went full time with this.
That's so like talk about living the fucking dream, right? Like being like, I want to make toys, and then like make and being like, yeah, I can do it now. That's crazy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's so awesome.
Man, an hour is never enough for these.
It isn't ever enough, but it's a great time. It's a great amount of time. We need to keep into that. So thank you, Jason, above all, for being here and hanging out, chatting. Love it. Love to have you back anytime. Thank you, JP, for doing all the behind the scenes stuff and keeping everything organized and being the best co-host ever. Thank you, chat, for being here, being so active, asking all the great questions. I freaking love it. Thank you, Slam. Thank you, Timothy, for playing. Thank you. Oh, I'll send this off to you soon, Timothy. Get that sorted out probably Tuesday. I think that's my mail day. And then Slam will get you all sorted out with LIC EDC. Slam, are you paying attention here? Okay, please PM me on Facebook. I have no fucking idea who Slam is on Facebook. Okay, I got a link.
He already said he would PM you on Facebook.
Okay, perfect, great, good. I got to link Jamie somehow and let him know. Okay.
Here's what the results of that are. Let's see.
All right. Otherwise, join me next Sunday or maybe sooner for an unboxing. I don't know. We'll see. But definitely next Sunday for more fidgety fun. And in the meantime, stay nerdy and, stay cool. Stay bald. Stay something. Bye.